So in this edition of the Berserk Monster Manual, we are going to be taking a look at the DAKA. And these cute little bastards don't seem to be based on any pre-existing fantastical entities, and are unique to Berserk all on its own. Though I feel like in appearance they do tend to resemble that of orcs, or at least it would seem reasonable that orcs were a beginning design concept. The DAKA first appear in Berserk chapter 232, and they are a creation formed from a lot of dark magic and overseen by the leader of the Kushan Empire, Emperor Ganishka. So in order to create an army of minion servants to carry out his war endeavors, the Emperor, who happens to be an apostle himself, check out my apostle video for all the information you need on them, well, he decided to make an army of his own out of demonic soldiers that could be disposable and formidable all at the same time. They are a unique creation up to themselves, and the DAKA are created by a very, sick process. One that puts the human centipede to shame.
Oh no! Cuttlefish is about to come out of my asshole! Oh, here it comes! Oh, it's going to be a rat! Hold on, Kairu! I believe in you!
Ganishka has taken dozens of other apostles and sewn them together, wrapped them up in chains, and bound them together by magic in order to create a man-made Beylit, or as I like to call it, the DAKA machine. So these sewn together apostles are left open in the center, which is then filled with amniotic fluid, you know, the shit babies float in. And the idea behind this is that since all these apostles get their power from the astral world, having a slew of them bunched together filled with liquid would create a conduit of negative energy, thus able to corrupt whatever was submerged into it. In this case, pregnant women, whom I feel would be safe to say none of them are having a child consensually. That's just a hunch there. But they are submerged into the fluid, which corrupts the child inside of them due to the swelling of dark energy, transforming the child itself into a little demon monster, or a DAKA. The baby DAKA, still inside of her, then rips out of its mother, discarding her dead body, and is then let out of the man-made Beylit, where Kushan soldiers grab them and place them in cages for the purpose of training them to be soldiers. Probably the most fucked up concept in all of Berserk, and that's really saying something for this series. Now, I guess you could say that the DAKA are, in a way, pseudo-apostles. Since pseudos are created by regular apostles, dispelling some of their power or dark energy into a human, DAKA are getting their dark energy from a collective mass of apostles, so there's that connection. Also, in the very brief description of the DAKA given in the Berserk guidebook, it does call them a type of pseudo-apostle. The DAKA apparently grow into adulthood very fast. It's not explicitly stated how fast, but I would wager only a couple of days or weeks at best. As adults, they seem to be very simple-minded and only care about fighting and carnage. It may not be that they aren't capable of complex thought, but that they are constantly kept in check by the Kushan magic, and are fearful of what would happen if they disobey something as powerful as Ganishka himself. DAKA are essentially your disposable soldiers. Send them in and don't worry about your casualties because we can always make more DAKA. This keeps the human soldiers safe and at a distance. DAKA have a humanoid-like appearance, but notable features like their rough leathery red skin, horns, and tusks protruding from their mouths almost looking like deformities. Also, a lot of images seem to have them with this look of lost sadness in their eyes. I don't know if that's just me, but I would say that this is intentional by Miura. DAKA are fully capable of using weapons, shields, and armor as well, and like with the other monsters in Berserk, they move in large numbers, which adds to the difficulty of defeating them. As enhanced demonic beings, they are of course stronger, faster, and more durable than your average human being. But they are also made of flesh and blood and can be killed by conventional means or that of magic. You would just have to be a really skilled fighter in order to take one down because they are bigger, stronger, and more ferocious than an average man. And since they're usually sent out like an army, it would be rare that you would face one one-on-one, and if you were facing off against one, it would be because you are in an opposing army or just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, which the protagonist's guts usually is. Just aim for the vital points that you would a human, the neck, heart, lungs, and hope for the best. But it's also good to remember that the DAKA are not naturally occurring beings here in the physical or astral worlds. They are unique only to the Kushan Empire and their methods of domination. After the fall of Ganishka, the DAKA are not seen again, and it would be unlikely that they would be. I think the downside of the story is that the DAKA have such an elaborate process of creation, but going up against Guts and crew or the new Band of the Hawk, they don't really seem to measure up. That's not to take away how powerful these guys would be to the average person, but in the story of Berserk itself, they kind of fall short of what they're built up to be. But regardless, I still like the DAKA. They are cool in design and concept, and I really want a plush doll of one of these things. I think that would be awesome. But anyways, guys, thanks a lot for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for watching all the Berserk Monster Manual videos. There's a playlist on my channel now, so you can go check that out and get caught up on all the fantastical creatures and beasts that are in the world of Berserk. So any other ones that you want to see specifically, comment down below. Let me know what you think of the DAKA, and I'll talk to you next time.